If you're looking for a secluded coastal home where luxury meets a laid-back lifestyle and the ocean is just steps from your backyard, well, in this video, I'm going to tell you all about a secret little gem of a town that's surrounded on 3 sides by the most beautiful blue water and is just a few minutes drive to the restaurants, shopping, and outdoor amenities of Jupiter, Florida. That town is Jupiter Inlet Colony, so stand by and I'm going to tell you all about it. Okay, Jupiter Inlet Colony. So I'm going to start with the niche information just because I like to be consistent, and then I'll talk a little bit about what the town is all about. So here's the niche rating, and as you can see, the town gets an overall niche rating of an A, which would be expected when I tell you more about it. But basically, the A comes in the good for families, excellent public schools, excellent in terms of very low crime, very safe place to live. And the B is in the nightlife, because not nightlife necessarily, but you are in this more exclusive, quiet little municipality, but you can just go over the bridge and you're where you need to be to go out to dinner or to just enjoy everything that Jupiter and Tequesta have to offer. So that's the rating. And then we'll just go down. And from a school perspective, public schools, because Jupiter is just over the bridge, Jupiter Elementary, Jupiter Middle, and Jupiter High School, which are all excellent schools, public schools. And the population is only 486. And I'll just show you the map. So I'm going to zoom out a little so you can see that Jupiter Inlet Colony sits here on the end of Jupiter Island. And Jupiter Island, like with Singer Island to the south and Palm Beach further south, is a barrier island, and it runs from Hobe Sound down, well, actually north of Hobe Sound towards Stewart, but down to the very end, which is Jupiter Inlet Colony. And on the north end of Jupiter Island is like the Jupiter Island Club, where there are very old, beautiful estates. It's a private club. They're both in between the ocean and the intercoastal. And in this length between the club and Jupiter Inlet Colony are scattered large estates. Some run from the ocean to the intercoastal. And then right before you get to Jupiter Inlet Colony, there is the Blowing Rocks Park, which I talked about, which is part of Tequesta. And then you end up down here at Jupiter Inlet Colony, which you can see here's the lighthouse, the Jupiter Lighthouse, which is right across from there. So as you can see, Jupiter Inlet Colony, you just go over this beach road bridge and you end up right at the corner of US 1 and Beach Road, which is Tequesta is all over in this area, and then Jupiter is all down here. And here's the inlet that comes in from the ocean and then runs up along the intercoastal, which is also called the Indian River, or runs to the west, and you end up going down the intercoastal here or over to the Loxahatchee River. So as you can see, it's just completely surrounded by the most beautiful blue water that just comes in, and this inlet water, this intercoastal water is all just crystal blue. It really is a beautiful place to live. And I like to compare it sometimes a little bit to, because if you're thinking about wanting to be in a real beach town like this is, but this is more in the luxury category. You can be down here in Palm Beach Shores, which I talked about in my top 5 beach towns. I talked about Jupiter Inlet Colony briefly there, and I also talked about Palm Beach Shores. So Palm Beach Shores is a little bit more urban because it's part of Singer Island with all the condos that are along Singer Island, and it connects to Riviera Beach and just is a little bit north of West Palm. So this has the same sort of feel, but there are some hotels, low-profile hotels along the ocean here. And it has the Sailfish Marina, and it has condos. So it has more of a mix. Whereas if you're up here in Jupiter Inlet Colony, it is completely just single family homes. And they are of a more luxury price point. And when I get a little further along, I'm going to show you a few of the current listings, that the lowest price category, mid price, and then the highest end category of homes currently for sale. But it pretty much runs between, like, at the low end, $3 million, which would be a home that needs to get renovated that's inside here on one of these streets. And mid-priced is probably like 6 to 8 million, something that's been completely renovated, beautiful homes. And then the higher price point category in the, say, over $10 million are here along the intercoastal and the inlet, and then of course on the ocean. So any of those can run from 10 to 15 million up to as much as 25 or 30 million, depending upon the homes. But despite those price points, it's a really low-key environment, and it really is. I'm in the garden club there. I have family members that live there, and I'm partial to it, and I'm almost like partial to not even telling you about it because it's such a unique niche little area, and really was pretty undiscovered for a long time until maybe the last 5 or 6 years. But that is the location. And then now I'm going to show you a map. So this is kind of a plat map of the town itself. So as you can see here, it gives you the name. So there's really only 1, 2, 3, like 8 streets. And I think that there are like 250 lots. And if you're looking for acreage, you're not going to get it here. What you're going to get is loads of water all around. And then another unique aspect of it, not only that it's all residential, there's no condominiums, there are no commercial businesses, and the only exception is that right here at the end of the island is a private beach club that is exclusively for members. 51% of the members are from the Jupiter Inlet Colony community, and the remaining 49% are from the surrounding communities. And the reason for that is that back in the day, when this was a much less exclusive, more of a just middle of the road kind of neighborhood, I would say back maybe 20 years ago, the town, to strengthen their coffers, sold half of the club, less than half of the club, to the community. And so there's community members, and the rest of the members are from the town. It's really more of a place to gather, have social gatherings, and have a place to go when you're at the beach and you need a break. It has a porch along the ocean, but the whole of this beach here, which I think it's about at least a mile or more long, is all exclusive to Jupiter Inlet Colony. So the only access is from the town. These homes are all on the ocean front. And the unique thing about it is that there are these walkways, which I'm going to show you these videos. The longest one being starting at the inlet, where you can see the lighthouse is right over here. You can see from these pictures, and then you walk down these beautiful walkways that take you the whole width of the town, and you end up at the entrance to the beach. And then there's another one here, and they're just beautiful. Being in the garden club with Jupiter Inlet Colony, the ladies are community minded, and there's a park here on the corner here, Perry Como Park, who once lived in Jupiter Inlet Colony. And so there's beautiful orchids on the trees, the specimen trees. It's just a beautiful place, and people take that same kind of pride in their homes as well. And people that live here have lived here, some for 20, 30, 40 years, and others are newcomers. But everyone that lives here is very like-minded. They enjoy the water, they enjoy the beach, they enjoy nature, and they enjoy the quiet nature of the colony. And the other thing that makes it unique is that because it is a municipality, I think I read it was like one of the smallest municipalities in the country, but it does have its own city commission, mayor, and its own police force, which really makes the difference. It's very well protected. It's very little, little to, if any, crime. And it just really makes it it's kind of has that old school feel, like where you just can walk and there aren't a lot of street lights at night, and you can see the stars in the sky and see the lighthouse. It really is a beautiful place to live. And with easy access to Tequesta, the Tequesta Country Club, there's golf courses everywhere, all around. You can easily leave the colony and be out at a restaurant or golfing or out on the water so conveniently. And then on top of that, there is a yacht club right on the corner here of Jupiter Inlet Colony. It's not actually in the colony, but it's called the Jib Club. And it does have slips there too, so you can keep your boat there and be right in the colony, or you can keep your boat up along the Indian River here. There's boat storage, so you can easily access your boat. And then another thing is that the airport, even being at the very north end of the county, the Palm Beach PBI, Palm Beach International Airport, is just down here, and I checked it, it's 31 miles. So it takes about a half hour, 45 minutes to get to the airport, but an easy drive. So that is Jupiter Inlet Colony in a nutshell. And in the next section, I'm going to show you some current active listings in the colony to give you an idea of the homes and the selling points. So I'm just going to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Diane Wimbrow, and I am a lifelong South Floridian and realtor here in Palm Beach County. And I just love telling people about the towns of South Florida because I get calls and texts from people all the time who are thinking about moving to South Florida, but they just don't even know where to start. So if this sounds like you, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text and we can set up a Zoom meeting. And in the meantime, hit the like and the subscribe button below so you'll be notified every time we have a new video. So let's continue talking about Jupiter Inlet Colony. So as promised, now I'm going to show you, there are 13 homes for sale right now in the colony. And I think there are, let's see, there's 5 that are under $4 million. There's 4 that are under $10 million. And then there are 4 that are over $10 million. And when I show you, you will understand. Here's the map and here's the listings. And so here are the 4. This is the lowest priced home. So this is like a mid-century modern with a carport. This is kind of an example of what was here back in the day. A lot more of these. I think a lot of people like Pratt Whitney people came here back years ago, FPL executives, and they moved into the colony and they lived here for years. But there are people that do enjoy taking a home like this. You can see even when something comes up for sale, they're in great condition. And so this home is in really good condition. And if you just, you wanted an access point into Jupiter Inlet Colony, this would be a great one at $2.9 million. I sold a property in here about 2 years ago. It was a lot that was $3 million, and then it was the house had been there, but someone had torn it down, so it was just a lot. And they put about $3 million into a new construction, so that ended up being like a $6 million house. But here's an older home. It was probably built in the 60s, and it's a little bit dated, but some of these just need a little love and attention, updating, but they're perfectly located in town. And then other people are buying at $3 million. Here's one for $3,350,000, and here's one they're not even showing it, but that is the beautiful view you get. That's Jupiter Inlet Colony. There's all that beautiful water running around it. Here's the Jupiter Lighthouse. It really is a dreamy spot, and there's another good perspective. So this house is a corner lot that's for sale for $3.9 million. Now, it would require a lot of updating, so most likely a tear down. There's one more that's under $4 million. Kind of gives you, there's the Jib Club, and this is right at the north end of town, and you're only like 4 or 5 house block distance from the ocean. And then let me just show you a couple more. So in the price point of under 10 million, here's, I don't know that it's fairly new construction, and it's just beautifully done. And this is $6.8 million. And this is kind of an example of what you see in Jupiter Inlet Colony, just beautiful. And I'll show you another one. Let's see. This is Shelter Lane. This is a pretty house. I almost sold this a couple years ago. Somebody took an older home, didn't tear it down, instead updated it and did a beautiful job. It has great flow out to the pool. The gardens are beautiful. So you do get quite a bit of house for your money considering the location. And then here you've got, this is an example of, this is the Jupiter Inlet. So they're featuring the best part of it, which is, it's just beautiful. Right on the inlet. That's not even colored treated water. That's the beauty of it. So this is a beautiful home right on the inlet. And then I'll give you an example of here's one that's listed at 19 million, right on the ocean. So this is a fairly new construction. And there's a whole street of these on Ocean Drive. You can see the dunes. And then this whole beach is your beach when you live in Jupiter Inlet Colony. So that's a beauty. And there was one other one. Here's a super modern home and this isn't uncommon. This one's on the ocean, and this is at 26 million. This is new construction, and it's stunning. So that's just to give you an idea of what you can get in Jupiter Inlet Colony. I know we've all got different wallets and budgets, but it really is a special place to live. Super convenient to most everything. but also just really quiet and just a very special place to live. So I hope you found this helpful. I know that luxury, high-end communities aren't what everyone is looking for, and that's why I try to cover as many different communities as I can here in Palm Beach County, because there really is something for everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to hear your comments in the comments section or any questions that you might have. And if you are really thinking about moving to South Florida and you just want to have a chat and find out more to get you in the right direction, feel free to call or text me at the number below. We can also set up a Zoom call to talk further. And in the meantime, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons so that you'll know every time we have a new video. And thanks for watching.